What is up, Team ProGuides, and welcome to our very first news recap video. In this video, we're going to actually go over a lot of what has happened in the community over the past week, what you guys should be expecting in the future, and just give you an overall update on what has been happening in League of Legends. And in this video, we're going to be going over what Worlds is going to look like in the world of COVID-19. It's going to look a little different. We're going to go over a new game that Riot has planned on releasing, and we're going to go over some new champions that I know you guys have heard of, but we'll go into greater detail. This is our first attempt at a news recap video, so let me know if you guys like it by pressing the like button, and if you didn't like it, just put out in the comments how we can improve. There is so much that we need to cover, but first, we need to share some exciting news about two of League's upcoming champs. Both Samira and Seraphine were leaked quite some time ago, but both have been 100% confirmed to be coming to League's roster coming soon. Samira will be the first to launch, with her already being on PBE. It's rumored she's even more broken than Release Aphelios, so be sure to hit that sub button and turn on notifications so you can be ready with our in-depth guide as soon as we release it. Seraphine's Twitter was first discovered and theorized to be a new champion with information from Streamy's leak in the last few weeks, but on Friday a tweet confirmed that she would be doing a collaboration with KDA. This means we can probably expect her release around the start of Worlds, with her receiving one of the extremely popular KDA skins and being a part of the opening ceremony for Worlds 2020. Speaking of Worlds, patch 10.19 is coming soon, and it will be the Worlds patch, making it the most important patch of the regular season. If you haven't already, check out our preview video covering that. On the topic of Worlds, due to restrictions related to COVID-19, Vietnam will tragically be unable to attend. Riot spent weeks trying to find a solution that would allow VCS teams to participate while still delivering a world-class event, but sadly, the only option was to go forward without them. Nowhere near to replacing the experience of playing on the international stage, Riot is at least giving them the consolation prize of awarding them their share of prize money for qualifying for the event. So, Worlds will now have 22 teams rather than the standard 24, competing for the Summoners Cup. To compensate for the abnormal amount of teams, Riot has also had to reformat the way play-in stage is now done. Now, instead of 12 teams, play-ins will consist of 10 teams split into two groups of 5. In these groups, there will be a single round-robin cycle, with the first-place team moving up to the group stage, and the 5th-place team being eliminated. The 3rd and 4th best teams will play best of 5, with the loser being eliminated and the winner playing the 2nd-place team in another best of 5 to determine which team is the second team from that play-in group to advance to the finals. This reformatted play-in stage is designed to allow the games to remain exciting, adhere to the normal broadcasting schedule, and leaves the group stage and playoff bracket unaffected. While Worlds is exciting for the compelling storylines and highest level of play, we all want to enjoy the game in our own homes as well. But what happens when the client, the very interface, doesn't even let you queue up and play the game? Well, that, as well as many other issues, have been plaguing players, me included, for many years. And it seems like it's been especially bad this season. At times the problems are mild, such as being unable to purchase RP, but sometimes the issues are so severe that players may miss queues or even dodge champ selects, losing LP and being forced to wait out of queue completely out of their control. For the last few months, Riot has been working on reducing the client bootstrap time, which pretty much just means making the client quicker on the startup. No one wants their client to feel longer than the load screen for actually getting into a game. It's very frustrating. No one wants that. Their newest and arguably most important focus is tackling champ select issues. Through surveys, champ select bugs have been found to be by far the most frustrating issues players encounter with the client. Like all problems, this one is best dealt with in steps, and Riot has 3-part plans for fixing it. The 3 steps for making champ select more enjoyable are: 1. make Champ Select streamlined and more reliable. It's not entirely uncommon to click lock in with 5 seconds remaining, only for nothing to happen, and you get forced into a dodge when the timer expires. This step is aimed at improving the client's responsiveness, streamline everything altogether, and hopefully cut down on unwanted dodges. 2. Reevaluate the user experience and user interface of Champion Select. In line with lowering memory usage and making things more responsive, the design team will work on cutting down or removing altogether the unnecessary animations and components of the Champ Select process. And third, they will be addressing as many known bugs as possible, prioritizing the bugs that cause the highest level of player pain first. At the same time as the Champ Select fixes, Riot will also be working towards streamlining the transition from the honor screen to the post-game lobby. While not as frustrating or impactful as Champion Select issues, this is one of the highest reported issues with the client, and according to them will actually take a lot more time. And while Riot is all about honesty and transparency, their new game, TELLSTONES King's Gambit, seems to be anything but that. While the actual rules aren't yet available, it appears to be a memory-based game centered around bluffing and strategy. According to the official TELLSTONES website, to win, you'll need to focus on playing the player, not the game. This reminds me a lot of poker. I play a lot of poker, so this should be fun. This is all that we have to go on for now, but I'm sure that a lot more is coming soon. So sub to the channel, we'll make sure to update you guys. And to finish off our news, we have the Quick Thoughts blog from September 4th from Riot's Scruffy. As always, some of the work and goals in these blogs may be delayed or even fully stopped. None of it is guaranteed, but it's shared regardless for the sake of being transparent with the community. I love that Riot does this. I highly recommend you check out these blogs. The focus of this dev blog was to give us some insight into the Champion gameplay discover process. The earliest stages of Champ development are actually the hardest. To design the actual gameplay of Champions, Riot has to figure out what direction to take the Champ. What is the Champ's identity? And with a number of unlimited choices, it can be hard to decide on one final direction. To help guiding the early process to avoid ending up far down the line only to scrap the work, they use these 4 questions to guide the early creation process. If all 4 questions are passed, then they can move forward. 1. Does your direction open a door to a new style of gameplay? In such a packed roster of champs, any new addition needs to add to the gameplay and feel like it's unique, not just rerun existing ones. Secondly, is your theme resonant with the intended player base? Basically, this means gameplay and champ theme need to match. Assassin players want edgy characters like Zed and Katarina, not sparkles and kittens. And on the flip side, enchanters want whimsical, magical characters, not shady hooded figures with blades. And third, does your gameplay hook deliver on the theme? Similar to the last question, this just ensures that gameplay direction matches the champ theme, but to a more specific degree. And fourth, does your gameplay direction have room to be satisfying and healthy? There are a lot of factors when it comes to designing the perfect champion, but there are 2 extremely important boxes to check in the early stages of Champion's conception. Will this gameplay lead to a satisfying playstyle that keeps players coming back? Does the direction of this gameplay actually denigrate League in any way? Does it denigrate the strategy or the interaction or the counterplay? These 2 facets are the last check before taking a champion forward in the chosen direction. This was a very interesting blog post to me. I personally was always very curious about the process of creating a character, why they're all so different, and why some of the newest ones are so incredibly unique. On top of the above framework, Riot has adopted an 8-week process that helps to more efficiently come up with a wide range of options without just wasting time spinning their wheels. The process is done by a single gameplay designer who is responsible for designing and prototyping with Riot's internal tools. To prepare for these processes, a larger team brainstorms all the possible ideas for the goals of the champs. The ideas are evaluated and reviewed, with the 3 most promising being chosen for further testing. For the next 6 weeks, each idea is prototyped for 2 weeks at a time, with the most promising direction being taken further to refine the upsides and solve problems or remove risks in the 7th and 8th weeks. This process helps float ideas, pick a few good ones, and try them all out to avoid the design team from becoming attached to a single, unhealthy design that can't be balanced even though they keep trying to force it to work. I think this happens to all of us whenever we put a lot of artistic involvement and emotion into something. It's hard to let go. Aside from the champ creation process, the blog also briefly mentioned the new Build a Team feature that has been released on patch 10.18. The feature exists to help matchmake a team if you don't have one for Clash by checking your friends and friends of friends list that also want to participate. This feature will be improved and expanded as Clash grows. Alright guys, that is it for all the news that we have for you this week. Make sure to sub to the channel so you can stay up to date with videos on how to improve at League of Legends, but also for news content like this. Once again, if you guys want to get better at League of Legends, you know where to go. Go to ProGuides.com. Go use our new VOD replay system. If you just lost a game, it's a great way to improve. Just upload your replay and a challenger coach will give you a new video back with all the mistakes you made and some ways to improve. That's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in your next few games.